Our crime analyst Steve Ryan has been tracking the very latest. He joins us live from the Steve. And Steve, you have been looking at exclusive video obtained by CTV News from the moment of the collision.
Yeah, that's right, Sija. Allison Hurst, our colleague at CTV, she obtained this video surveillance. It was dash cam surveillance. And what it shows just before the collision is a woman, the 21-year-old woman who's now deceased, walking northbound on Birchmount, and northbound lanes are the furthest lanes from where I'm standing right now, and she's straddling the white line that separates the curb lane from the passing lane. The behavior certainly is very dangerous, I would suggest. She's got her back turned to the northbound traffic, and just after that video was taken, she was struck by a white cargo van traveling northbound, and the impact of that collision knocked her into the southbound lanes, and then she was hit, according to police, by a black SUV. The woman died at the scene here, and the two drivers of those two vehicles remain outstanding.
Steve, the fact that two separate vehicles took off from this fatal hit and run, what does that say to you, and what is the advice to these two drivers who are still at large?
Yeah, it's unusual to have two drivers both hitting the same person and leaving in two different directions, because obviously if you run over something, you know that you've hit something regardless of what it is. Most people would stop their vehicle. I can tell you, based on the witness who you're going to hear from in a moment, the white vehicle, the cargo van that struck this woman, the police believe that the windshield of that vehicle was damaged as a result. So there certainly should be no doubt about it that the person driving the cargo van was well aware that they struck somebody. Now, as to your question, the Supreme Court of Canada had a decision decades ago that said that they understand that people sometimes, through human nature, can hit somebody or have a collision and then flee out of pure panic. Now, the criminal code requires that if somebody is injured in a collision, that you are to stay and render assistance to those injured parties. What the court has said, though, the Supreme Court of Canada has said that the longer that you remain away from that collision and not contacting the police, that minimizes the chances of your panic being accepted as a mitigating factor if you are sentenced in court. So this is going on in 24 hours now. The person or persons that struck this woman may not have that benefit from the court, but it's still a good idea. And this comes from the Toronto Police, who have said to both drivers that they should get counsel and surrender themselves to a police station. Here's more from that witness who we heard from earlier on. Let's listen to what they said.
We saw the lady walking in the middle of the street. So vehicles are trying to honk at the person, right, to move away from the street. And so me and my partner decided to call 911 so that the police can clear the lady from the street. And then suddenly a vehicle from going northbound from St. Clair unfortunately hit the person. It was a fatal hit because the lady flew over a couple of meters, I would say.
So it's worth repeating, guys. The police are encouraging both of those drivers to contact a lawyer, do not destroy the evidence that may be on those two vehicles, and surrender to a police station.